The FBI wants Teresa's help?
It's vital if we're to complete our investigation of Mr. Crane's empire in time to avert the catastrophe we've discovered he's been planning for some time now.
Wait, now when you say catastrophe, what are you talking about? A bomb or economic collapse, environmental destruction? What?
Sorry, I can't be more specific. Suffice it to say that thousands of people will be affected if this plan isn't fully uncovered and stopped.
My grandfather can't hurt anyone. He's in a coma.
The catastrophe could be activated by others or by a machine. We're not sure at this point, but it's urgent we find out.
Which is why you need access to Crane Industries.
Yes, sir. And since Alistair left his wife Teresa in charge, I need to get her permission to expand our investigation. Where can I find Mrs. Crane to get it?
Chances are Teresa's working late in the library.
Now, I'll go tell Teresa you want to see her, but don't assume that she'll welcome the FBI into Crane Industries with open arms. She may hate Alistair, but she loves the power running Crane gives her.
Make sure I understand you, Agent Morrison. You're asking me, as Mrs. Alistair Crane, to help the FBI expand its investigation of my husband's empire because you allege that he's plotting a catastrophe that could potentially hurt thousands of people?
That's right, ma'am.
And you want my full cooperation, even though you won't tell me what this is about.
Sorry, Mrs. Crane, I'm not at liberty to discuss these details with anyone.
It's that serious.
You have no idea.
You're slandering my grandfather when he's comatose and can't defend himself.
As I told Miss Crane, your husband's condition gives us a chance to speed up our investigation and hopefully avert a disaster.
So what exactly do you need me to do?
Give the Bureau access to everything at Crane Industries. We'll need personal records, computers, employees, Mr. Crane's personal information, everything.
Teresa's late brother, Detective Luis Lopez Fitzgerald, had all of Alistair's files in his possession a while back, but had to give them back to save his mother's life. Teresa, I say you finish what Luis started. Go for it.
And at what cost to the company, though?
Could mean the end of Crane Industries.
But my grandfather has spent his whole life transforming Crane Industries from a regional business to a worldwide conglomerate.
Miss Crane, your grandfather's conglomerate is the epicenter of a catastrophe in the making. Don't you want to see it stopped?
Of course. Yes, I just have a hard time seeing my grandfather for the monster he seems to be.
Look, I know the risk to your husband's empire is enormous. But if Alistair weren't incapacitated, we'd have no hope of gaining access to Crane Industries. And your husband would probably succeed in what he's planning to do. But since he's in a coma, I think there might be a chance we can avert this disaster. Will you help me, Mrs. Crane?
What would Ethan tell me to do? Absolutely. Do whatever you have to do to get to the bottom of what's going on. If there's a catastrophe waiting to be unleashed, we've got to stop it before it begins. The FBI can bring down the Crane Empire for all I care. Do whatever you have to do to stop the catastrophe that Alistair was planning from happening.
Teresa, you can't let them destroy everything that my grandfather built.
Why not, Fancy? Countless people built lives for themselves that Alistair destroyed, ours included. It is my duty to end his reign of terror, just like Luis tried to before Alistair had him killed. And who cares if the Crane Empire comes crumbling down along the way? We will rebuild it the right way, so that the fear and disgust that the Crane name invokes now is replaced with honor and respect. Now the new empire will be a force for good instead of evil. I mean it. You drag everything out into the open. You do whatever you have to do to avoid catastrophe. All I ask is that you have Chief Bennett assist you in your investigation.
Teresa, I don't think the feds need my help.
But I do, Sam. On New Year's Eve, Alistair admitted that he was behind the deaths of 2 of my brothers. And if he does ever come out of that coma, I want you to have proof of his involvement So he rots in prison for the rest of his wretched life.
If my grandfather is doing terrible things, I want them stopped.
And we all do, Fancy.
But in my heart, I still find it hard to believe that he's such a monster when he's never been anything but wonderful to me.
Love can blind us, all right? We all know that you love your grandfather. And that, in his own way, he loves you too. But it's different with everyone else. All right? You've been in Harmony long enough to have seen that.
Well, it doesn't make this any easier.
Okay. That's why I'm here. I am here for you, to help you get through this.
Thank you, Noah. I don't think I've ever needed you more. Knowing the FBI is after my grandfather gives me knots in my stomach. I'm gonna go upstairs, take a shower, get in bed, and hide under the covers.
Look, I know you're upset, but
Just leave it at that, please.
Okay. I'll come join you.
I was counting on it.
Son, I need a quick word before you go.
Okay. I'll be up in a second.
Okay.